Alright there, geezers, Jules here for FGS, home of the Future Game Show. And you know what? I actually want to do something a little different with today's show. Now, normally on the Deep Cut, I dig right behind the gaming sofa to find titles that you've probably not heard of or thought about in a long old while. But today, much like Jigsaw or my younger brothers going 10 minutes without their Switch, I want to play your f***ing game with you. So today, I'm going to showcase 10 obscure video games from the PS2 library, and I want to see how many of these you've actually played. Because at the end of this episode, I want you to pop a comment down with your score out of 10 for the games you've actually played, and I want to see if there's a true deep cut champion out there. So let's get down to business. As I'm Jules, this is FGS, and I want to know, have you played these obscure PS2 video games? Oh, and to make things more interesting, we're going to actually start with the easiest and get progressively harder. Also, Mark, my editor, you are playing along as well, so let the audience know. Number 10, Airblade. Okay, let's kick things off by talking about an oft-forgotten entry into the extreme sports genre and take a look at Airblade, a Tony Hawk-style skating title with so much attitude that it's even given Gravity the middle finger. As here you pilot a youth known as Ethan who pilots the one and only Airblade. It's kind of like Beyblade, but with more air and less Beyblade. Let it rip! But let me tell you something, friends, this is a lot of fun. I mean, sure, the controls might be clunkier than Jimmy Leadfoot showing off his tap dancing routine, and the camera is harder than some bloody Dark Souls bosses to control, but the style, the speed, and the setting of Airblade make it a really fun ride. Plus, it's got a fully fledged story mode to boot, which sees Ethan try to get one over on the evil GCP Corporation who have kidnapped the Airblade's creator because of its clean energy engine, which was going to cause trouble for their rootin' polluting ways. Therefore, it's up to Ethan to basically kill a load of employees and ride the Airblade right to their headquarters, and at no point does he think to himself that maybe hand-delivering the device that they want so badly is a dumb idea. Bless him, he's not the sharpest blade in the knife block. Still though, when it comes to the enjoyment of this game, Airblade is a cut above. Number 9, Go Die Elemental Forces. Now, normally when looking for deep cut titles to show off to you lovely people, I get hyped to the nines to be bringing something new, interesting, or downright weird to the table. But I also do get a perverse pleasure in talking about games like Go Die Elemental Forces, because not only is this game obscure, but it is absolutely, unreasonably, and oftentimes hilariously terrible. This martial arts action game kinda came and went with a whimper in 2002, and let me tell you friends, those cries of pain were most surely from the poor suckers like me who bought this bloody game. As my lord, this felt like a parody of what games should actually be. Fun? What's that? A concept I've not even heard of. Would you like broken mechanics? No, I spent all my pocket money on this, why? Oh, you gotta learn the harsh realities of life sometime, mate. No, I'm already going to go bold soon, I already know! With shoddy dialogue,
this doesn't look good.
Awful combat with downright atrocious hit detection, ugly graphics and level design, and character models that don't even touch the bloody floor half the time, this was a clogged toilet bowl masquerading as a PS2 title. Yet, for those few who have played it, we unlucky souls, we have been bonded forever in trauma. So I'm reaching out across the internet to say this one thing. I know your pain, and yes, this is kind of our shared Superman 64 moment for the PS2, which is doubly annoying for me because I went and got that hot garbage as well. Still, at least you get a point for playing it. Number 8, Battle Construction Vehicles. Okay, now we're starting to heat things up a little, and we're diving into a game that I still, to this day, would have just loved to have been in the pitch room meeting for. I mean, it's just like, okay, right, so what I've got here, there's a fighting game, right? It's got vibrant characters, features animated cutscenes, and it's got over-the-top special moves. Sounds excellent. And what about the roster? Well, I'm glad that you asked about that, mate, because it's got JCBs, lorries, a bulldozer, and everyone's favourite, Big Crane. I'm sorry, what the hell? Are you still doing it, mate? Get out there and make this game. Take all of my money. Take all of my money. That's how Battle Construction Vehicles was born. Thank you, thank you. Yes, that's right. It's a fighting game where, you guessed it, you play as actual construction vehicles beating the out of one another. And aside from its utterly deranged premise, the game features a terribly acted story about revenge, romance, and a metric ton of rebar, and also has gameplay that I still, after all of these years of playing, cannot for the life of me figure out. Seriously, sometimes you'll lose doing the exact same thing that you utterly dominated within the last round against the same opponent. And that shield, I'm just saying, right? A shield in this game straight up does not work. Never bother defending. Just attack all the time. Bury your opponents in cement. That is the life lesson that this game teaches you. I mean, yeah, it's also got two-player functionality, but I swear that this was only included to prove to other people that this offbeat game actually existed. You'd sit somebody down and be like, I don't believe you. Whoa, what is this? Why can I not stop playing this? This is ridiculous. I keep losing. I don't use the shield. Oh yeah, you're right. Number 7, Dynasty Tactics. Now, as you likely well know by now, I bloody love me a Dynasty Warriors title, and have played pretty much every single Warriors game out there, including most of, if not all of the spin-off games. I've even dipped my toes into the Kessen and Sengoku Basara titles because I clearly cannot get enough of beating up peons as soldiers of legend, and doing so while pressing the same button combo over and over and over again. Truly, the Dynasty Warriors franchise isn't very deep, but in 2002 it most certainly was, with the release of the rather obscure Dynasty Tactics, a strategy title that took all of your favourite Romance of the Three Kingdom characters, converted them into weird, like, Tetramino pieces, and then challenged players to use actual battle tactics to win the day. Now, I won't lie to you, friends. I love this game, and I also love how it just came out of nowhere for a franchise that I was already besotted with, and then just disappeared into the ether, like a whirlwind romance, but in place of kissing, it was just like spears to the gut. True romance, Now, if you managed to come across this title and gave it a go, please let me know, because I had such a fun time with this game that I've basically been looking for titles like this ever since. Plus, you'll also get yourself a neat point as well. And speaking of points, I've got a point to make, and that is, hey dude, why are you not subscribed to the FGS YouTube channel? I still see that a lot of people are watching the deep cut and many of our other videos and still have not considered joining part of the family. But I'm just gonna tell you right now that doing so would be in your best interest. I'm not actually threatening you. I realise that that does sound a bit threatening. I couldn't threaten my way out of a paper bag, you know what I'm saying? But still, you would be missing out on the weekly gaming content that we put out for your lovely people. We've got the Deep Cut with Jules Gill every single Friday. Baby. We've got Discover Something New. We can learn more about upcoming games. We've got Nathan's Soapbox, where he goes into deep dive territory on weird, fascinating subjects. And of course, we've got tons of shorts for you every single day as well. So why not consider subscribing? Go on. Like I say, it'll be in your best interest. That was me trying to be threatening. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Moving on. To talk about number 6, freak style. Okay, my friends, it's time to get our freak on with another rude dude who got PS2'd freak style, which was for all intents and purposes just SSX tricky but on motocross bikes. And if that sounds awesome, then congratulations, my friend. You're bloody bang on. This game had it all. Over-the-top characters, utterly wacky courses, and of course, more tricks than a speed-running magician. Plus, it was all capped off by a soundtrack that haters, read that as Gen Z and beyond, would call cringy, but us old heads would call, well, to be honest, it was the type of metal/rock that you'd hear in an elevator or over a kid's TV show. But you know what? It fit the game perfectly.
Monumental Monoplex is our next stop. A track full of sand and metal here. Where would you rather crash?
Generic rock song. And why is this? Well, because freakstyle is kind of like your younger sibling. It's just all hyped up on sugar, zooming about and causing destruction. It doesn't have the polish or refinement displayed in other EA big titles at the time, but that's the charm of it. It's not out to prove anything or try to impress you with like polished slopes and a soundtrack of, say, like SSX3, but it's down and dirty in the mud, scrapping it out and not giving a single squirt of just having a good time. God bless you, freakstyle. May your freak flag forever fly high. Number 5, State of Emergency 2? Whoa. You're telling me that they made a sequel to State of Emergency? Well, all right, that sounds amazing. The first game was so full of life, energy. Why are you making this motion? What does this mean? Why are you shaking your head so much? Why are you crying? Oh God, was it that bad? Yes, it was. And I can say this with confidence because this sequel took everything that was charming about the original Riot simulator and threw it in a file whilst clapping its hands saying, all right, that's enough of that malarkey. Who wants a gritty, boring shooter with muted colours? Oh, nobody? Tough. It's what's for dinner. But yeah, nobody wanted this, but 4 years after the original, we've got this soulless sequel. Now, to its weird credit, there are some fun ideas here involving quick swapping between different characters that have personalised abilities and skills, but the action is so one note and the visuals are so drab that it feels exactly like the type of game that the original State of Emergency was trying to break down. Still, if you somehow manage to get your hands on this obscure, underdeveloped and utterly underwhelming sequel, at least you can pat yourself on the back with a deep cut point. Hooray. No, I should be hyping this up. This is a thing I'm trying to get off the ground. Hooray! Number 4, Seven Sins. Whoa, is it me or is it getting hot in here? Because now we're gonna look at a softcore porn game. Whoa, I'm burning up over here. Oh no, wait, that's just my overactive thyroid flaring up again, because Seven Sins, the simulation game in which you need to commit cardinal crimes, is about as sexy as a poorly rendered egg sandwich. Seriously, this game, which whilst being a deep cut technically, is utter surface level when it comes to its depiction of salacious content, mainly because somebody clearly pointed out to the team that marketing a game on the evil and lustful things that you do in it is going to make it priority target number 1 for all parental groups and politicians all around the world looking to get a leg up with the boomer crowd. And so they dialed things all the way back, so much so that watching your cat clean itself is somehow more stimulating. And it's not. Still, if you managed to smuggle this title past your parents as a kid in 2005, you'd witness a game in which you need to corrupt and sex up as many people as possible on your quest to become the best at sin? Yay? Great? Am I the arsehole? What's the point of this game? Well, I guess it's worth 1 point, because if you played this thing, you get a deep cut point. What a segue out of that. Number 3, Demolition Girl. So as you can tell right now, the games are starting to get right out there into the weeds, where the concepts are weird and the giant 500-foot tall women, well, they're getting wild. That's right, it's time to talk about the extremely strange title with emphasis on the first 3 letters of title, Demolition Girl. And this is, bloody hell lads, this is basically a weird PS2 game in which you need to help this poor lass who's been inflated to monstrous size by a weird alien, and it's up to you to make sure she doesn't destroy the local town while she's returning to normal. Which sounds fine, right up until the game hands you control of an aircraft and then yells, "Get me pictures of Spider-Man!" And by Spider-Man, they really mean her big old bazungas. And it's then that you realise that that is not web fluid on the camera. Ew. So yeah, it's a stupid, mindless, crass and downright pervy title in which you basically oogle a giant woman across several stages before then fighting an alien invasion. Yet before you judge the people of 2005 so harshly, just remember when Resident Evil Village came out and the art/thoughts that should have never been shared online were shared online. Horny people be horny all the time, no matter the decade, my friends. What can I tell you? But a pervy point to you if you played this game. Number 2, Steambot Chronicles. Okay friends, it's time to jump back into my egg-shaped time machine and go all the way back to, like 2 months ago, where I covered this game in a list of cozy titles to get lost in. And like the little stinker I was, I dropped this utter banger of a game on you that many people just had not heard of, let alone played. And now it's back once more. Steambot Chronicles, aka Bumpy Trot in Japan, is a wonderfully odd mix of mecha-suited action battling, upgrading and customization, and of course farming, trading, romancing and obeying the speed limit in your monstrous metal death machine. It is as mad as it sounds, and yet it's even more unhinged to find out that this game is a relaxing, almost sim-like game in disguise. Seriously, you can just while away the hours in this beautifully chill world without ever crushing an opponent to certain death. And yet, the option to do just that makes it all the more appealing. I was like, what am I going to do today? Well, I could go down the shops, I could go see my mates, I could go have a pint with that girl I met in the pub last night, and I could also rip my opponent's limb from limb and shout devouring their oil and blood as I reign triumphant as the Steambot Chronicles Mega Death Champion. But I also have those books to return to the library, so I'll probably do that first. So yes, my friends, this is not once but twice that I've recommended this game to you, and I tell you what, my friends,
there will not be a third.
or maybe there will. I do love this game after all. And a point to you if you played this game. And finally, number 1, Mystic Knights. And so we close on a game that is a true test of your deep cut skills. And I will hold my hands up high, or at least as high as a man with shoulder pain from climbing can right now, that I, Jules Gill, saviour of the gaming masses and totally not an egomaniac, have not, I repeat, have not, actually played this game myself. Shock, horror, gasp, egad, the crowd goes mild. I know, friends, believe it or not, there are games out there that I've not actually played in this world, and Mystic Knights sure as hell is one of them. And weirdly enough, it's actually a title that sounds right up my street. It's a survival horror game. It's got characters that look like they're cosplaying as Leon S. Kennedy and a woman who couldn't decide on her favourite lingerie, so she decided to wear both at the same time. And most enticing of all, it kind of looks a bit rubbish, and I'm really here for wonky games. And yeah, I did put a question mark at the end of that sentence because I really should be asking more of myself about why I want to put myself through these terrible looking games. I'm just like, I've got better uses of my time, surely I have. Surely I have. Also, another reason I've not played Mystic Knights is that it's actually a South Korean exclusive title, and if you have any chance of playing this game here in the West, you'd A, have to have patched the copy of it from some backwaters emulator website, and B, have to have actually bloody heard about it in the first place, which is highly unlikely because, quite unsurprisingly, South Korean exclusive titles don't get marketed all that much here in Wales. So if you have somehow played this rarer than rare game, I tip my hat. Oh, actually, I'm not wearing a hat. Okay, well, what I'll do then is I'll pull my forehead skin up real high like this as a sign of respect. Congratulations to you, gamer god. May this image of my esteem be burned into your memories, for you truly are a deep cut champion. God. Oh, my eyes, my eyes, my eyes. And so there we have it, my friend, a deep cut special edition. How many of those obscure PS2 games have you at home played? Let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know if you like this format. I might look to break free from the regular deep cut format and actually try this with a few other different video game libraries. And trust me, there are a lot of weird games out there, and this is a great way to showcase them to your lovely people as well. Let me know down below. And if you want to chat to me in the meantime, you can go follow me over here on the social medias, or you can follow my lovely editor Mark over here on his social medias as well. But before I go...
Okay, so I'm sure this is the part of the episode you're all waiting for. My score today was 0. Not 1. Zilch. Nada. Nothing. So, cool. That was my summoning. I'm out. Cheers, Jules. See you all next week. Probably won't.
I just want to say one thing. Hope you're treating yourself well. Hope you're treating yourself with that love and respect that you bloody well deserve. And why is that? Because you are a massive ledge, my friend. You deserve the bloody best. And I want you to go out there and live a healthy and happy life. So just be bloody kind to yourself, okay? Okay. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.